the liquidity will be high if you make it much more easier for investor to buy. So we should invest in a REITs to take care of our cash flows.
As far as the REITs are concerned, they are highly defined and regulated.
80% of their products in a completed project.
Hi, welcome to the Property Show. I'm Jayashree Kurup, I'm editor MBTV. Today we're talking about REITs. Has SEBI made REITs more affordable to all when it cut from 800 to 200 as the minimum entry barrier? Does that mean that REITs has become more investable for the average consumer? To discuss this, I have Sunder Khatri. He's an advocate from the Supreme Court. I've got Gursimran Singh. He's a SEBI-registered investment advisor. Gursimran, first help us understand, when it comes down from 800 to 200, what does that mean to the consumer?
When the REITs were introduced, initial price entry barrier was 2.5 lakhs. So 340 into 800 units or something comes to that price. Now it has been reduced to 200. 200 lot size is still better than a 800 in 2,50,000 zone. So it has been affordable now.
Is this enough, or you expect that it will still be pared down?
See, the barometer of any stock market is the liquidity part. The liquidity will be higher if you make it much more easier for investor to buy. The reason we do stock split, because all the common investor should also take a part in that.
Right.
So I'll be much more happier if it make it even much more 100 unit maybe to start with.
Help us understand who has invested in the embassy REITs.
Most of my clients who are investing in REITs are HNI clients. Now I can see more people who are self-employed, like doctors, lawyers, and a person at a mid-management level. They are looking, because the ticket size has been reduced to 60 to 70,000 now.
Yeah.
So now those kind of people are investing in REITs now.
How long should you hold your investment?
REIT per se is not a trading kind of investment, because the basic essence of a REIT is it's a rent yielding product. It's basically an income product. It's not a capital generation product. So we should invest in a REITs to take care of our cash flows.
How safe is it?
They have been strict, stringent guidelines that a REIT should invest 80% of their products in a completed project. Only commercial project, because the commercial rental yield is much higher than the residential yield.
Does it also benchmark the yield?
They don't benchmark the yield, but when we say A graded, so we safely assume it should be above 6 to 7% of rental yield. That's common understanding. So A grade property, completed property, and they should be already earning rent. It depends on the manager also for REIT. And 90% of their income should be given back to the unit holder. That is again a SEBI guideline. So just to give an example of embassy REITs, they have given around 1,500 crores of dividend back to the unit holders. So that comes to around 7 to 8% of rental yield. The capital gain, if we are still holding that unit, is 45%.
What are the safeguards that you should know about when you invest?
Most of the safeguards are provided under the law, SEBI. They are looking after each and everything. Every time there are declarations, review, REITs companies, they are filing, timely filing. Any defaults they commit, the SEBI issues the notices.
Yes.
Every step is defined. Even you have to register units before the SEBI. Then according to the registration, you have to move forward.
Right.
So as far as the REITs are concerned, they are highly defined and regulated. Recently, they have issued a circular also, where all clarification has again been redefined.
You should have minimum net worth of 500 crores if you want a REIT for your company. They have defined the minimum net worth.
Net worth also, yes.
Will that come down?
I prefer not. Because I want my money, because it's a rent yielding product.
Right.
It's an income generating product. I want my money to be only with A class graded builders and all. I don't want everyone to get into this. There are different kind of REITs also. We have a warehouse REITs, we have a IT companies REITs, we have a REITs for casinos, we have a REITs for hospitals. Sadly, in India, we only have one kind of REIT, which is commercial property.
I'm going to pick up that sadly, that word that you said, sadly. What does it take to make REITs probably the SIPs of real estate?
People, they are dying to invest in India, because nowhere in the world you will get a growing economy with the rental yields of a commercial property 7-8 plus. For a US or European investor, 7 plus is a gold mine. $100 billion of money is waiting to get into in India to invest in REITs. Even our developer community also, here real estate, it's an exit for them also, because they can't only rely only on banks for the funding. The capital is not there. because no bank is willing to invest in incomplete project or something like that. It's a win-win situation for everyone. For investor, a different category of investment for them, which is rent yielding. For developer, it's an exit. And also, the more money we will get from abroad, the more avenues will be there to invest. We need infrastructure for ports, for hospitals, for hotels, everything. REITs is like a liquidity which we really want.
How has the budget impacted the prospects of REITs?
Initially, there was a one layer of taxation in REITs, which was a pass-through. Like whatever the dividends through SPV I'm getting, it was passed through to the unit holder, and the dividend tax of 10%, the marginal MMT, which we say marginal rate of tax and all, was there. Now government is telling us that it will be part of your income. So what after budget, what has happened? First of all, 10% withhold tax. Most of the REITs investor now in India are HNIs. So they are getting dividends upwards of 10 lakhs.
Right.
Anyway, if we do all this calculation, 30% plus 10 to 43%.
Have you seen people not investing or withdrawing from REITs?
I myself telling my clients that is no use of investing in REITs. So all my clients who have who can invest. So as per RBI, $2,500,000 you can invest abroad.
Yeah.
So they are investing in US REITs. Their money is going to Singapore REIT. Money is going out of India because of this, to be very honest with you.
Okay.
Because no one wants to pay 43% tax.
What do you think is the logic behind this move by the government?
No, this is a good move. Otherwise, you see, when you read it actually, because implementation we have not seen much because of the recent law.
Yeah.
So we have not seen what actually is going to happen, what is happened actually.
Right.
We cannot comment upon it because today the taxation 43%, as my friend said, it may be reduced in future because ultimately law has to take its own course and to achieve a success.
Yeah.
Now,
And
because
the market has to be allowed to function, right?
of course, the liquidity, when we talk about the liquidity, then funds will be available through this route also.
Yes.
The builder also will get the funds to complete the projects because most of the builders and developers, they are facing already a lot of financial crunch.
Because with more liquidity, the price per unit will also come down because of the more. Everyone is a win-win situation for everyone.
Correct.
It's a total U-turn.
If I put my money into PE funds or mutual funds and I put my money into REITs, what's the big difference for me as a consumer?
See, they're totally different asset classes. It's more of a stock market. Like you buying the equity of a company.
Right.
Like a company can be a steel company, an IT company, or a infrastructure company. So normally, a mutual fund is a basket of all this. In fact, I tell you, most of my HNI clients, they are running away from real estate funds because first of all, the liquidity is a concern. If we calculate their returns, it's not that great shakes. Okay, the beauty of a REIT is that first of all, the liquidity is there. Every day, I can see where my unit is going, what is the price of my unit, and I just have to go to my demat account and transact myself. In comparison to the real estate fund, they are the close-ended funds. I don't know what the manager is doing. And anyway, they can't beat the liquidity of REITs because REIT is much more larger. Because your larger population who are investing it, your liquidity size is also larger. In a real estate, it's a close-ended 50 crore fund, 100 crore, 500 crore, 1000 crore.
I was just thinking about the units, those municipal laws.
Yes.
Those are completely silent. How you are going to address it in cases of those disputes which actually may cropped up there at the site? So the company may be facing a problem. It is having a direct impact on the consumers. So those actually things are completely missing in the law.
We need to understand real estate is a local business.
Yeah.
Okay, we still don't have a nationalized player like in US and all.
Will you have tier 1, tier 2, tier
Cities.
2, tier 3 cities
Yes.
coming up as REIT?
None of the player in India has able to achieve the pan-India presence.
Right.
In India, that's the issue.
Because of the local laws.
These are the local laws. You're right.
Yes.
It's a state subject. As per the SEBI regulations, so if I, as an embassy property holder, if I'm owning a property directly, the rent of that property will be passed through the unit as a rent of me. So I'll be taxed accordingly.
Yeah.
It's like I'm owning a property.
Right.
But if a rent is coming through an SPV, which is a special purpose vehicle, that will be converted into a dividend and will be distributed as a dividend.
Right.
So the beauty, the efficiency of a REIT is when they invest much of the bulk of the money into SPV. I'm not paying you money to buy a property.
Yeah.
That I can do myself also. I'm paying you the money because you're a good manager.
You will assure a dividend. That's
You will
all.
assure a dividend to me.
Yeah.
And you can manage the property efficiently also because 90% of my money you need to give it back to me. If you say that you're earning 100 and you're giving 70 and 30% is for the upkeep of the property,
Yeah.
there the efficiency of the manager lies.
Today, the consumers are very, very comfortable investing in financial products.
Yes.
Not so much in the brick and mortar real
Yes,
estate.
you're right.
And the REITs is actually converting brick and mortar into a financial product, right?
The inefficiency of Indian real estate market. First of all, I need to buy up, first of all, titles, good sir. I need to take a service of a lawyer. I have to see the property myself. Then I have to maintain it. Then I have to manage the rent. Then vacancy risk is much higher in a commercial property, whether my property will be on rent or not. Then I have to maintain it. If my tenant will come, whether he'll pay or not. If he's not paying it.
What the tedious job is the title. The reason is
Yeah,
because
it is.
we have to see the inception of the property.
That's the reason people are jumping on REITs, because everything is well defined. It's regulated by SEBI. Everything is transparent. What matters is that what I'm getting in my pocket.
Just lowering the entry benchmark from 800 to 200, is that sufficient to bring the small investors? Or you need more REITs? You need more education about REITs?
Lot size is not my concern, to be very honest with you. People can be willing to invest 50, 60 on this of a good product. My concern is that I don't have the variety in the market. And with the recent budget thing, I'm little worried. In India, still I feel that we need to have a variety, because I feel the major sector which is growing in India, in which we learn love warehousing. Because with a lot of Amazon, Flipkart, where they're keeping their stuff.
So there you are. The budget says, I'm going to tax you more every time you earn your dividends,
Yes.
which means it gets added to your income.
Income.
You have your income, the taxation goes up significantly. SEBI says, I'm going to lower the entry barriers from 800 to 200, which means that I want the retail investors to come in. On the one hand, we've got the Embassy Blackstone REITs, which has raised the bar. But the other REITs, for them to enter the market confidently, you do need to make sure that this nascent investment product in real estate, which has the potential to bring out money and allow developers to liquidate their fixed assets,
Yes.
this needs a little more infusion of time, energy, money and policy. Thank you so much for watching The Property Show. I'm Jayashree Kurup.
Please subscribe to Magic Bricks on YouTube and click the bell icon to get new videos.